Yo, what's going on, guys? Cordy here, and welcome back to another video. So it looks like we are going to be getting a patch. It's a little bit later than I thought. That's why I was assuming that we weren't going to be getting a mid patch. It's going to be scheduled for tomorrow, 5/18, and kind of going through this. We're going through the skins, but kind of going through this. It looks like a big balance change. I was kind of just going through and looking at everything, but it's a big balance change. Let's get into the patch, man. It's gonna be a lot of stuff here. All right, so we got 5/18 note update, 2 skins added. Murdoch rare, honorable warrior. This is pretty sick. I don't think this is in the OG Paragon. I feel like I would have remembered this. I could be wrong. Because it is a rare, it makes me think that it is. Because this looks really, really good. This is their own creation. Like, man, this is fucking awesome. I might actually put some money on this skin. Whenever we get those Kimas, those 3 Kimas, I might put some money onto this one. Like some Kima into this, because this is pretty sick. Next skin, the ancient terracotta skin for steel. I think this one is a remake. I feel like I've seen this one before. I feel like I remember this one. But yeah, another cool skin for coming out, and it's gonna be for steel. So that's pretty cool. Two good looking skins, man. Murdoch one looks really good. Let's see. This kind of skin, we got Shinbi, the Dark Soul, Howitzer, the Junk Buster, Rampage, Dark Golem, Bellica, Battle Loadout, and Aurora is the Golden Snowdrift. Some discounted skins there. All right, so now hero balance. Let's see, Mako. Mako's Q movement speed increase adjusted from 15 to 5. Another nerf on his Q. Base recovery amount adjusted 2 or less recovered. 50 to 210, now it's going to be 40 to 180. Additional recovery amount adjusted is 2.5 to 4.5, now 1.5 to 3.1. Another, and they're really touching this Q up again. So base recovery amount adjusted 3 or more. 25 to 105, now it's 20 to 90. Additional was be 125 to 225, so 0.75% to 1.55. So a lot of another nerf here on Mako's Q. Last patch they nerfed his Q a lot. More like they nerfed it on the damage, the cooldown side. Now on this patch they're gonna be nerfing the healing amount. So big double nerfs on Mako's Q. Mako's E fly high. I think this is his leap. It was 10 to 8, now it's gonna be 12 to 10 seconds. And then his ultimate was 70 to 50, now it's gonna be 90 to 70. So another pretty big nerf for Mako. 2 nerfs back to back on Mako here. Drongo uranium rounds. Before it was 12 seconds, now it's gonna be 14 seconds, so a little bit longer. Damage based on max health upon 3 uranium rounds. This is probably gonna be, this is really huge right here. 5 to 9, now it's be 4% to 6%. That was a pretty big deal. You did a lot of damage with this ability. So they nerfed it to 5 to 9, now it's be 4 to 6%. Sharp bazooka, the base damage is 390 to 590, now it's be 330 to 530. And then Sharp bazooka, the power scaling, it was 1.4, now it's be 1. Yeah, so pretty good nerf there for Mongo, or I'm sorry, Drongo. This was the main thing. His uranium rounds hit super hard. So this is a pretty good nerf for him. Chimera, orb recovery skill, effect duration was 3.5, now it's be 3 seconds. Orb recovery skill amount 0.7 to 3.7. Oh, he's getting a nerf 0.68 to 3.4. Slow upon landing axe of his ult. It was 60, now it's be 30%. Yeah, that was a pretty crazy slow. The ult damage is getting decreased. And the scaling, oh, looks like the scaling got increased. The base damage got decreased, but the scaling got increased. Yeah, kind of interesting that they nerfed. I don't think Chimera was, you know, in a really, I think Chimera was like kind of like in a mediocre spot. He wasn't the best. He's not like really bad, but yeah, so a little slight nerf here to Chimera, and then a little buff if you're building damage on him, physical damage. All right, next up, Narbash. You're getting some Narbash love. Regarded as one of the worst supports Marching Anthem, attack speed and movement speed increase adjusted 10 to 30, now it's gonna be 15 to 35. The Inspirational Anthem E skill, his health recovery adjusted from 12 to 44, now to 14 to 46. And that's it. So more attack speed, movement speed, and a little bit more health. We received many comments about how Narbash becomes less appealing since the release of Mako. Narbash's AoE skills have been completely adjusted, so it's a unique ability to stand out in combat. So a little love for Narbash there. Let's see. Burdock, Shock Bullet, the right mouse click, 0.5 to 0.6 scaling. The Shock Bullet is I think the right click is the knockback. So he has a little bit more damage on his knockback. Muriel, oh, please tell me you got nerfed. What? The right mouse button skill base shield amount adjusted. Before it was 90 to 230, now it's 100 to 280. Shield, magical power scaling 0.6.7. The cooldown is 10 to what? You're buffing her? The old skill, enemy team slows allied team acceleration 10 to 30, 20 to 40. Now, final judgment skill, the Q skill duration is from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. The ultimate cooldown is 140 to 110. Now it's 120 to 100. And then the skill, what? The value of final judgment Q skill has been adjusted so it can be used in various ways. The cooldown has been completely adjusted to increase the skill. Bro, am I the only one that thinks this character is just like beyond busted? No way they get more shields on the right click. Since okay. I think Muriel is like the most broken character. Well, not broken character, but just really OP in the game. Since like the beginning of Paragon The Overprime, even old Paragon, even the beginning of this Paragon The Overprime, they've only done one nerf to her. The bigger nerf is using your ability through walls, so they need to have like more line of sight. But man, dude, they just gave her buffs. That's kind of insane to me. I've always put her at top of the tier list, and they gave her a buff. That is crazy to me, guys. All right, Rampage. Rampage, the Q skill, Savage Heave. Q skill's the rock. It's before it was 1.5. Now the sun duration is 1.5 to 1.7. The liberated is max health increase 300 to 900. Now it's 350 to 950. Health recovery per second is getting increased by 5. His body size has been adjusted to increase according. Oh, he's actually getting bigger to increase according to the liberated skills level. Oh, you get the more levels you get into it, the bigger you get. Yeah, that's dope. The AoE damage area has been slightly adjusted to increase according to the liberated skill level. So his area is going to be increased as well. That's cool. The sun duration has been adjusted so that Savage Heat can be more efficient during combat, and his body size has been adjusted to make use of the liberated skill more obvious and threatening. Yeah, that's awesome. I was talking about like how he doesn't in OG Paragon, whenever he ulted, he got really big. In this one, they nerfed his size. But yeah, this is pretty cool. We're definitely gonna try this and see how big he can get. All right, Decker. Yo, this better be a lot of nerfs. Okay, the ignition boots. The right click. It was 12.5 to 8.5. Now it's 12.5 to 10.5. The mana cost is 25 before. Now it's gonna be 35 to 55. That's a lot of mana. The movement distance was 1,100. Now it's 1,000. The Q skill is going to increase in mana by 5. The sun duration. Ooh. So the sun duration is 0.9 seconds. Now it's going to be 0.7. So a little nerf on the stun duration there. The dome is going to be 70 to 110. Now it's 80 to 120. Upon plasma dome instant and explosion, it was 80. Now it's going to be 60. I think this is a revert. It used to be 60 and they changed it to 80. Now if you cancel early, it's going to go back to 60%. The dome is the overall when you cancel early, It was 84 to 180. Now it's be 63 to 135. The ult is going to be 5 seconds to 7 seconds. Now 4.5 to 6.5 duration. So a little bit shorter on the ult. And then the ultimate cooldown is 130 to 100. Now it's be 140 to 100. Pretty solid nerfs. The increase in cooldown on the leap. She's gonna have to worry about mana a lot more now. The stun duration is gonna be a little bit less, and then not as much damage on the dome skill. Pretty solid nerfs for Decker here. Will it take Decker away from being an ADC? We'll see about that. We received many comments about how Decker's ability to survive the counter very excessively high compared to other heroes. Her mana consumption isn't damaged as well as her overall statistical doesn't been adjusted. Yeah, she's definitely gonna have mana problems though, for sure, with all the increase of mana abilities. Steal, shield bash. The right click before the cooldown was 8 seconds to 6. Now it's 7.5 to 5.5. The shield base shielded amount adjusted 40 to 100. Now it's 50 to 110. The coefficient, the scaling, 0.3 to 0.4 now on the shield. His ultimate cooldown 110 to 80. Now it's 105 to 75. Overall has been adjusted, makes Steel's ability to survive and strength and lane combat more apparent. Pretty solid little buff there for Steel. I feel like Steel's pretty good already. He's a really good dive character. He can get into the back line, cause a lot of mayhem. He's a pretty solid character. I like Steel a lot. Revenant, Vado Wound. This is the E skill. Before, decrease healing by 20% for 3 seconds for a selected enemy, and then does true damage equal to 100% of enemies or max health every time damage is dealt by a base attack. Additionally, slow by 5% for 1 second, slow stacks up to 6 times. Now, decreases 20%, 3 seconds, slows by 5% for 1 second, and deals true damage equal to 1% enemies heroes max health every time damage is dealt. What are we missing here? Let's see, slow and deals. Oh, I guess it doesn't stack up. Is that what we're missing out of here in the text? Yeah. Okay. They could have just made it easy. I think that's what it is. It no longer stacks. I think they could have just made it easy and said no longer can stack. Boom, done. Wraith. Oh, Wraith is getting a buff. The right click scaling the magical power is 0.7.8. The AI scanner is 18 seconds. Now it's going to be 17 to 13 seconds when you level it up. The E skill, the space distortion, which is the rewind, 28 to 16. Now it's 25 to 13. We see many comments stating that it was hard for Wraith to be active in the later of the match. Skill overall stats have been adjusted and remains powerful throughout the match. That didn't need to happen. Wraith early to mid game is really annoying to deal with and can be definitely effective. What the counter to Wraith is the late game, which is why if you pick Wraith, you got to know like early to mid game you're doing really well. Late game you're not gonna be doing as well anymore. That was kind of the thing with Wraith. I don't think they needed to make his late game a little bit better. They should have left him the way he's at. He was in a fine spot. If anything, maybe nerf his early game, because his early game was can be kind of strong, especially against newer players. It could be really hard to deal with. But yeah, I don't know about buffing his late game. Okay, Severog. Deadly decoration R skill adjusted to face hero forward regardless of aim direction upon use. Adjusted to face hero forward regardless of aim direction upon use. Severog's deadly decoration has been adjusted so that it can land hits more easily. Okay. Iggy's getting another. Man, I feel like Iggy's being nerfed or buffed or constant patches. Another friend. The Q skill mana adjusted is gonna be more mana to use your Q skill. Whoa! Another friend. The Q skill max number adjusted. Before was 4. Now you can only have 3 turrets out. at a time. That's interesting. The cooldown is going to increase from 78. The turret's base attack speed adjusted from 1 to 1.2. Another friend mini turret destruction reward adjusted. Before it was 10 gold, now it's 23. I feel like I've always gotten 20 gold. I'm pretty sure it was 20 gold, not 10 gold. The E skill, the dot. Dynamic duo base damage per second is 5 to 17, now it's gonna be 8 to 20. The coefficient, the scaling is 0.12 to 0.18. The ultimate cooldown is going to be 60 to 40, now it's 70 to 60, so increased by 10. The attack speed is 0.5 to 0.3, now it's going to be 0.6 to 0.04. And then the firework festival, the slow rate is 20, now it's 10%. Yeah, this is a pretty good nerf for Iggy. We received many comments that it was tricky to deal with Iggy and Scorch's mini turrets. The abilities of the mini turrets have been adjusted to make it easier to handle. Yeah, this is pretty significant nerf to Iggy here. Okay, so those are all the hero changes. Now let's get into item balances. So mini Moda. The goal was 3,100, now it's 2,800. The price was adjusted to make it comparable to other magical power items. This item is it's a magical power item, and whenever you use an ability, it slows you down. It slows the enemy down. So that's kind of what this that's the niche for this item. Sweet Lie, before the cooldown was 20, now it's going to be 12 seconds. The cooldown has been reduced so the effect can be more frequently during combat. So Sweet Life is the one that whenever you get a kill or an assist, you get a certain % of your health and mana back. So now the cooldown, instead of being 20, is gonna be 12 seconds. Still don't think that item is really that great. But next item, Feather Protection. This is the only item that builds in tenacity. So they're nerfing the early part of the tenacity by 30% to 10%. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna keep the max one to 30. We received many comments that the item is excessively efficient early in the match, so the value has been slightly adjusted. If you guys don't know what tenacity is, it's the crowd control reduction. So if we get hit with the CC, so like with Decker, the Decker stun is like 0.7. Now with tenacity, it's going to take 30% off of 0.7, so it'll be a little bit quicker off of CCs. Gloves of Jealousy. Before the cooldown was 4 seconds, now it's 2.5. We see many comments that it's hard to experience the effects of this item, so the cooldown has been reduced so the effect can be activated more frequently. With Gloves of Jealousy, if you guys didn't know, that's the one that where you, whenever you use an ability, if you do a basic attack right after, you do, I think it's like 75% of your overall magical power as like a basic attack. So before it was 4 seconds, now it's 2.5. So it's not actually, it's kind of good. You could probably get away with using, like if you do your full combo, you could probably get 2 autos off within those combos with the 2.5 seconds now. So this actually might not be a terrible item to pick up for certain heroes. Got to try that out. Swamp Cloak. The magical defense was 50, 500 health. Now it's going to increase by 10. The area is 12 to 15. The overall set of the item has been adjusted so it can be utilized more on tank heroes. And Swamp Cloak is the one that it's an area slow. I think that's the one that has the yeah, whenever you get close, it's 12 meters, now it's 15. Whenever you get close, it's an area slow. But it also increased to 10 on magical defense is pretty nice. Artificial Gravity. Physical power decreased by 20%. Now it's gonna be 40%. Area was 4, it was 6, now it's gonna be 8. This item is adjusted, useful to counter items for rangers. This one, the Artificial Gravity, it's an active. Whenever you use it, it'll decrease the power and the attack speed, I believe. Let me double check. Okay, yeah, it decreases the attack speed by 30%, and then now it's going to decrease the physical power by 40%, and it lasts for 4 seconds. So that's a pretty huge change, man. 40%. This could definitely be a slot now in a build. Whenever you're going to, like, when the Rangers are just kind of fragging. You jump in, you prop your active. That range is going to attack slow, but also going to do way less damage now, 40% reduced for 4 seconds. So this could be a really good item to counter rangers. Pendant. Pendant's getting a buff. Before the cooldown was 10, now it's going to be 8. The cooldowns were reduced to increase tank heroes contribution and quick lane organization during combat. So for Pendant, whenever you use an ability, your next basic attack is going. Hold on, I saw something about Shari Stone. Hold up. You guys know how I feel about that item. Whenever you use an ability, your basic attack right after is going to do area like magical damage, like it's 125. So I think they're decreasing the passive cooldown on that, so you can use it a little bit more often. Okay, I saw the Shari Stone. Tell me they got rid of it. The Shari Stone before damage increased by 30% upon successful magical skill hit. Now increased by 40% upon successful. Increase 40% magical, 50 magical, and then they increase the price. So they made it easier for mages in the jungle. And I really wanted them to get rid of this item so bad. It's still in the game. They're just making it easier to do. You're just doing more damage with the you're never really like upgrading this item until late game. So they just made it easier for magical to do a little more damage early game. I can't wait for them to get rid of this item though. So such a bad mechanic. Okay. Joyo Harvest. This item is OP, man. Let's see what happens. Oh. Okay, before magical power is 20 mana 100. Now it's only gonna be 10, 15 power. No more mana, I guess. The effect, you gotta kill 70 Tions. Now it's 100 Tions, so you gotta farm a little bit more. Ideally, you can get this. You can get this fully stacked before like 12 to 14, 15 minutes. Now it's gonna take a little bit longer to get it fully stacked. It'd probably still be worth it. Oh man. And they increase the gold to 1300. I still think it might be worth it to get this item. Your early game is gonna be hurt though, but you get to late game a lot quicker when you go this item. So think about 1300. A standard item can be anywhere from like 27 to 3000. So you're cutting like half of that to contribute to another late game item. So I think this item still be pretty good. Because this item is high efficiently at its cost, popular purchase for many heroes. This item is effect attainment conditions overall has been adjusted. More diverse utilization. Yeah, I still think it'll be pretty good to use. 100 more Tions. It'll definitely slow your early game progression if you go this item for sure. You'll probably, if you're being effective, you might get this item fully stacked to like 15 to 17 minutes now if you like focus on your farm. So we'll see how that one plays out. Vitalian's was a huge buff and everyone's been building it. Let's see what they did to it. Before, increase magical pin by 30. Now cooldown is 12 seconds. Now increase the magical pin by 25 for 16. Receive any comments of the magical pin increase cause the damage to become too high. As a result, the magical pin value has been slightly adjusted, as well as the cooldown to make it more appealing to assassin heroes. Okay. So the cooldown is 16 seconds. For me, like whenever I would build this item, it was definitely for like burst mages. The Countess could use this really well. Faye could use this really well, actually. Just heroes that had like quick burst with their ultimate as well. So reducing the pen by 5, I think it's still not gonna be. It's not gonna be that big of a deal because you already got. I think you already have 15 on this. You're getting an additional 25, and then you're usually gonna be going Cultist Blow, another pen item. So with those items stacked, and then as well, if you're gonna go into the starter item, well, I don't know if the starter item is going to continue having the pin. It doesn't say on here. We'll see. But you're still going to have a good amount of pin where you'll be dealing true damage with your abilities. But yeah, we'll see. I don't think it's going to be that big of a change. The cooldown is you're usually like getting this combo with your ult anyway, so you're waiting on that cooldown to come back. And other than that, there is some bug fixes. I'm not gonna go through all the bug fixes here, but yeah, that is it for the patch, man. Let me know what you guys think. We got some item adjustments, a lot of hero adjustments. Iggy got nerfed, and Mako. Iggy got nerfed, Decker got nerfed by mana and cooldowns. I don't know why this was a thing. And then Mako got nerfed as well. Yeah, I don't know why they buffed Muriel, man. Crazy to me. And also 2 cool looking skins, man. This is sick. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. If there's any more content, any more news, I will definitely keep you guys updated. I was really surprised because normally we'd get our mid patch like around the 15th, and then we get the big end patch at the end of the month. But yeah, they are a little late on giving us this update. So this is going to be coming live tomorrow. We'll definitely be gaming tomorrow, and we'll see. I don't know, man. I might buy this skin. We'll see. But yo, everyone take care, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.